afternoon. I'm Shawana Tucker, Chief Talent Officer here at the State Department of Education. And today I'll introduce Connecticut's Teacher Registered Apprenticeship Program known as TRAP. This initiative is designed to strengthen and sustain our teacher pipeline by creating a structured, paid pathway into the profession while maintaining high standards for preparation and certification. This program is one of the ways we are working to address teacher shortages and improve retention within the profession here in Connecticut. We have partnered with the Department of Labor, which oversees all apprenticeship programs, and we are proud that this is the first education-based apprenticeship program in the state. The program is governed by the Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee known as the JATC. We'll explain to you today why apprenticeship matters, how the program works, funding opportunities, the timeline, and next steps. Please feel free to drop questions in the chat as we go. And I'm very pleased at this time to introduce my colleagues who are leading this program, Dr. Jessica Ocasio and Mrs. Ashley Wright, who will take it from here.
Thank you, Dr. Tucker. So the Teacher Registered Apprenticeship Program is intentionally designed as part of the broader 6 to 16 educator pipeline that our talent office is working on. It begins with early exposure through Educators Rising and dual enrollment opportunities, continues through college-based preparation, and culminates in a full-year registered apprenticeship program opportunity. The goal is a seamless progression from interest in the early years of middle school to employment in Connecticut public schools.
Connecticut, like many states, faces teacher shortages in key certification areas. Registered apprenticeships addresses this by expanding access, increasing retention through stronger preparation, and expanding the workforce. This model allows us to work strategically with EPPs and districts to carefully select and place those seeking certification in shortage areas.
So the apprenticeship model is built on 5 core components: structured on-the-job learning, dedicated mentorship, aligned educator preparation coursework, progressive wages, and full certification at the end. Together with these elements, it ensures that candidates are supported, compensated, prepared to confidently step into a classroom, and primed for long-term success.
Slide highlights what apprenticeship is and what apprenticeship is not. Apprentices are paid district employees who spend a full school year learning alongside a qualified, trained mentor teacher. They are not and cannot serve as the teacher of record, and the program does not reduce certification expectations. Instead, the Teacher Registered Apprenticeship Program provides candidates with more time in classrooms while they have the opportunity to also earn a salary.
So this just gives you a snapshot of the program. We currently support both undergraduate, seniors, and post-bac candidates. Apprentices work in district classrooms for at least 1 school year while completing an improved educator preparation program. The program is largely supported through state funding, with districts, EPPs, and apprentices each contributing to the overall investment of the program. So launching a TRAP is a collaborative effort. Districts will partner with CSCE in an educator preparation program and their local union to establish the apprenticeship program. Together, they partner to help recruit candidates and hire apprentices, provide mentoring throughout the year, and support candidates as they earn a certification and transition into a full-time teaching role in their district.
We've had great success last year partnering with several districts and educator preparation programs participating in this program. These partnerships have helped us refine the model over time, and we're looking forward to expanding opportunities across Connecticut with additional districts and who are interested in launching programs for the upcoming school year.
One of the greatest strengths of the apprenticeship model is the mentorship. So experienced teachers have the opportunity to develop leadership skills while supporting the next generation of educators. Our mentor survey that we recently produced results from this past cohort for 25-26 cohort have been incredibly positive, with nearly all mentors expressing interest in serving again, which speaks to the value of experience for both the mentors and the apprentices. So throughout the apprenticeship year, mentors and apprentices participate in a structured professional learning opportunity, coaching, and reflection. This creates consistent opportunities for growth while ensuring that apprentices receive meaningful support throughout the year.
We are thrilled to share that Connecticut has made a significant investment in teacher apprenticeship by committing $2 million to expand the program for the 26-27 school year. This funding allows us to support up to 75 apprentices statewide and demonstrates the state's commitment to building long-term educator pipelines.
This is the key slide for all of you on the webinar today. And this just breaks down the financial investment. So CSCE will contribute approximately $22,610 per apprentice, covering apprentice salaries, mentor stipends, educator preparation costs, and registration fees. Districts contribute about approximately $10,000 per apprentice, primarily towards salary and mentor support. And together, this shared investment creates a sustainable pathway into teaching for all.
As you think about your district investment, remember that funding the teacher registered apprenticeship program does not have to come from a single source. Many districts, in fact, leverage different funding sources and braid them together, including the state funding that will provide Alliance District funding if you receive it, Title I, Title II, Title IV, substitute line items, and when appropriate, IDEA funding, particularly if you all are seeking to employ candidates seeking special education certification. Every district's funding picture is different and unique, and we are well positioned to help you all identify who in our grants office can help explore compliant funding strategies that work best for you and your local context.
So if you're interested in launching a fall 2026 cohort, the timeline is going to begin this month. So districts will have to submit an intake form, participate in technical assistance and planning meetings with Ashley and I, complete the required partnership agreements, MOUs, and formal paperwork for the Department of Labor, and finalize approvals before apprentices begin in the fall. So Ashley and I are here to support districts throughout each step of this process to ensure that you are completely approved when it comes time for JATC review.
So at this point, if you all are interested in moving forward, the first step is to submit the district intake form, where we ask lots of information about what your current student teaching partnerships look like and what you anticipate the future of TRAP could look like in your context. We also encourage you to attend one of our upcoming technical assistance sessions, where we'll walk through the process in greater detail and answer any implementation questions, paperwork questions, funding questions that you may have. From there, our team and our wonderful partners from the National Center for Grow Your Own will work alongside you very closely to help you all launch your own teacher registered apprenticeship program.
And one important thing, I just want to go back to this slide, is just to really highlight what the apprenticeship program is and it is not, because this is what's really going to determine if your district would like to move forward with this program. So the key thing is that apprenticeship program is a paid on-the-job experience where an apprentice is going to serve in a paid role as a teacher apprentice within your school district. That apprentice is going to be placed in a classroom with a mentor teacher for the full school year. This full school year is inclusive of their student teaching semester. So they would start in the fall of 2026 and then continue into spring 2027, which would be their student teaching semester for those undergraduate students. For the graduate students, again, it's going to be their final year of their graduate program in the educator preparation program. So again, they would enter the classroom with a mentor teacher for a full year in the fall of 26. And then in spring of 2027, they will continue being an apprentice with that mentor teacher, again, inclusive of any clinical experience requirements that the EPP requires them to complete. So essentially, the idea is that this apprentice is assigned with this mentor teacher to really provide that one-on-one support and coaching and professional learning opportunities for growth towards the end of the school year. Essentially, what we are trying to do is focus on a grow your own model. When we go back to that 6 to 16 educator pathway, think about those students who completed possibly an educator rising program, or they have the opportunity of taking dual enrollment courses in the field of education. Then you would bring those students right back into your classrooms as an apprentice to really support that grow your own initiative and place them into your classroom as full-time teachers once they complete their EPP and apprenticeship program. So as mentioned, if you are interested in completing, in participating in the apprenticeship program, then you would fill out the intake form. And I believe the link to it is in the chat as well. But Ashley and I are here to support and help anyone throughout the process. And again, if you do have questions, please feel free to put it right in the chat so we can answer any questions that you may have. That is a great question. So question was, what if a full-time role is not available for them after they complete their apprentice? What Ashley and I have been recommending to districts is to really focus on your district needs. So what are those areas that you have openings for? So, think about the shortage area. Do you have SPED openings, those secondary position openings, math, science? Think about those candidates to pull in as an apprentice for your district. So that way, at the end of their apprenticeship year, that there will be an opening to place them in. So you just want to be kind of strategic on who you're selecting as a candidate for an apprentice. The next question was, do you have a set salary that you require for the apprenticeship? Great question.
Yes, I'm thinking, do you want to go back to the funding slide?
Yes, I do.
And then we can kind of use that
Yep.
to facilitate. Okay. Do you want me to take this one?
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's not necessarily a set salary because every district is going to employ their apprentices based on need and their availability. However, it is required that they receive at least minimum wage. So the salary might vary if they are only available to work 3 days a week in their first semester, but the expectation is that that full student teaching semester, so the second semester of their senior year, they're employed full-time. So the salaries may vary a little bit, and that's where we're really excited that we get to distribute some funding to take the onus or the burden off of the district by providing you all with the majority of what that salary would be.
Yeah, and just to follow up on Ashley, so as she mentioned, they have to start at least at minimum wage, which is $16.94 per hour currently. And there is a required wage increase midway through the school year. With that increase, it doesn't have to be anything huge or substantial. It could be a very small increase, but there just has to be some demonstration of an increase. When we took the minimum wage amount and calculated what typical hourly hours the apprentice works throughout the school year, we figured that it was about $22,000 to $23,000. So we, through the CSDE, would contribute $15,000 towards that total sum of the 23,000. So that way, it's less that the district would have to contribute towards that apprentice salary.
The next question that I see is, do we need to be affiliated with a college program already, or do you help make that connection to universities? That's a really wonderful question, and we've worked with districts that do already have really deep established partnerships, but we've also been working this year to support those relationships and expand partnerships from EPPs and districts. So we are happy to meet you where you are. And no need to apologize at all. Great questions. Are there any other questions?
Alrighty, so again, if you are interested in participating in the Teacher Registered Apprenticeship Program with your district, as Ashley mentioned, whether you're currently partnering with a EPP for whatever the case may be, or you are seeking to make new connections with EPPs, we are here to help and we can facilitate that. We did get another question, says, are there requirements that the apprentice should not take the place of a para? Correct. So they cannot hold the title of a para educator. What the districts are recommended to do is to create essentially a new position, which would be called teacher apprentice. And they will take on that role. They cannot take on the title, role, or duties of a para educator. And most importantly, they cannot be the teacher of record. They have to be in the classroom with that mentor teacher for the full school year. And again, if you do have any questions, you could reach out to us. You could complete the intake form if you're interested. If you want any other questions answered, this is our email address. It's the sde.teacherapprenticeship@ct.gov. We will be sharing this slide deck with you all, so that way you'll have this information on hand and give you time to overview it and again, come up with any questions that you may have. Just to note, we are currently working, we're on the process of bringing on 2 new EPPs, seeking JATC approval to be a part of the apprenticeship program. And we are working with 3 other districts who will be coming on board to the Teacher Registered Apprenticeship Program. So it's a great opportunity to really, again, focus on how can we support filling those vacancies, especially in those shortage areas, those high need areas, and how can we utilize the Teacher Registered Apprenticeship Program to fill those vacancies, but also thinking about in the long term, how we could utilize a grow your own model to really support our current students that are in the middle of high school grades who may be interested in pursuing a career in education, and how we can connect all those dots with these programs. So thank you so much, and I'm going to pass it to Dr. Tucker.
I just want to thank everyone for joining us today for this informational webinar. We thank you for your questions. We thank you for your interest. Please know that we are here. If you think of questions after this webinar ends, feel free to reach out to any of us on the team, and we'll be happy to assist you in moving forward. So thanks again for joining. Thank you, Ashley and Jess, for the informational webinar on apprenticeship.